This is your total body quickie. It is body weight only. You won't need any equipment. You will only need a wall space. So just make sure that you're positioned somewhere close to a wall. We have 5 different sets of work. The first will be a minute, then 2, 3, all the way up to 5 minutes. We're targeting whole body. This one is gentle enough that we can start without a warm up, and we'll have just a very quick cool down at the end. I'll be giving you guidance as we go through to adjust for each phase. So typically in the first half of the cycle, you might be pushing a little bit quicker with your pace. You might be taking the more explosive movement pattern, especially in our final round. If you're in the luteal phase or menstrual phase, you're taking it nice and slow. You're taking more pauses. You're really slowing down each rep. So things to keep in mind as we move through. Our first movement pattern, we're going to start in a plank in about 20 seconds. I'll get our timer started. So come into your plank position, shoulders directly over the wrists. Let your heels be directly over the ball mounds of the feet. If this is too much, you can always come into half plank with the knees down. We're simply going to lift a leg and hug that knee in for a core plank. So we're alternating sides. Let's get ready and begin. So we lift one leg slightly up, hug that knee in, stretch it back and down. Switch, lift, hug, stretch, and return. I want you to avoid arching the lower back. So really keep the position and the curve of the lower back stable. So it's not really changing at all as you lift that leg. We're in plank first, and then we'll have a quick 20-second transition before we head to the wall for our wall sit in the 2-minute interval. We're building the length of that interval with each round. This is one I love to turn to when you're short on time, you need something quick and fun, and it can serve you throughout your cycle. There's no equipment, so you can do it from anywhere that you have a wall. And let's come down. Slowly start to transition to your wall space. Got just over 10 seconds. We're going to be in this wall sit for 2 minutes. So I want you to make sure that you have your position nice and stable. We'll come down, let your hips be level with the knees or slightly below. And we're going to reach those arms up, hug the elbows to the sides, make a big circle, come back up and press the wall away. Reach up. It's like a lat pull down. Engage the back, come back up and press the wall away. So I want you to feel that space that you're creating in the shoulders, that big, beautiful circle here, and then you're squeezing the back. You might even feel your body kind of push away from the wall a little bit. And at the same time, we're refining that lower body position. So we're driving through the heels. We're curling the tail slightly underneath, pressing the shoulders into the wall. So keep iterating those little refinements to create more engagement in the legs. You might spread your toes, lift them off the mat so you resist that urge to grip with the feet. Reach it up, squeeze, back, and down. That's our first minute. Around, we've got one more. So here's where the endurance comes in. I want you to soften all the muscles in your face. See if you can lift the corners of your mouth into a smile. How can you stay in this work while keeping that overall quality of calm, of ease? So we're finding the flow in the force. We're finding the ease within the effort. Curl the pubic bone towards the navel. Drive through the heels. Press the shoulders into the wall, like you are holding that wall up. You are so close to the end. I know you feel your legs burning. I'm right there with you. Squeeze the inner knees, inner thighs to the midline. Last one. And rest. Slowly come up. We'll transition now. We've got about 20 seconds, and then we're coming into 3 minutes of tempo squats. So our first, we're lowering for 3 seconds and then powering up. In the second, we'll hold at the bottom for 3 seconds. And in the third, we'll lift for 3 seconds. Here we go. Lower down. 3, 2, 1, press it up. 3, make it slow. 2, 1, press it up. Feet are shoulder width apart, chest is elevated, weight is in the heels. Knees are tracking straight forward or slightly turned out depending on the mobility of your hips. So for this first minute, we're lowering for 3 and then squeezing up for 1. So we're changing that tempo, lowering down nice and easy. Keep that chest nice and upright. 3, 2, 1, lift it up. We've got 20 more seconds in this pattern, and then we're going to switch that tempo. For me, it can be especially difficult to slow things down, which is why I love tempo work. It helps kind of get me out of my head and back into my body. So I hope the same is true for you. Now we're coming down, pause for 3, 2, 1, lift it up, straight back down. 3, 2, 1, press it up. Come in for 3, 2, 1, and up. Find that pause in the work at the bottom. Here we go. So we're in this pattern for a minute, and then we have one more tempo change for the third minute here. So we're building our intervals. We've done 1, 2, and now we're in 3. And then we'll head back to the wall for our 4-minute interval. 3, 2, 1, press it up for 3, 2, 1. This one pretty strong for the legs. If you're in the luteal phase, you might be pausing at the top for a slightly longer period. We're switching it up in 3, 2, 1. So we go down quick, lift for 3, 2, 1. Down quick and come up slow. 2, 1. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Keep the chest upright, shoulders over the hips. 2, 1. Down quick and then slow that lift. You got it. This one I think is the most challenging for me to get into the rhythm because we're used to unloading movement patterns with power and with speed. So here we're slowing that release. We're slowing the return. And it takes a lot of work. Lower down. 3, 2, 1. Come back in. 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. Come down. And that is 3 minutes. Now you're going to come back to the wall. This time we're going to put our feet onto that wall and we're coming into a glute bridge series. So you want to have your hips as close to the wall as possible and your heels are slightly above the knees. We're simply going to lift and lower. Here we go. Lift it up. You might have to adjust the position so that your knees are at the same elevation as the ankles when you come up. Arms are by your sides, resting. I want you to feel the full range of motion in the pelvis here. So we lift. Feel that point where your hip points are directly beneath the knees. So you have that straight line in the thigh bone. You've got that low belly pulling in. We're here in this pattern for a full minute, and then we'll be in the single leg glute bridge for a full minute on either side. Stay in it here. Take your time. Lift it up and come back down. You should feel your glutes coming alive, starting to talk to you a little bit here. Might have to adjust your position. And now we're switching to single-sided work. So one knee comes into the chest, the other leg is working. You can adjust the position of the foot as needed. I usually tend to estimate too low, so you can walk the foot up if you need to. You're really starting to feel the glutes on this side. You can take a posture break if you need to, and then drop right back in. Keep the shoulders relaxed and grounded on the mat. Low belly pulling in. So you're scooping that tail under at the top. This side working so hard to keep that that pattern going. You got it. Stay in it all the way till the timer. And we'll switch. So take the other leg, other knee into the chest and bring it up and down. So this is dynamic movement. It can be nice and slow, especially now that we're building a little bit of heat in that glute. I want you to make sure that you're not feeling this in the lower back. If you are, you might just dial back the range of motion a little bit. Maybe you don't come quite so high, and really focus on driving through that working heel so that you're activating the glute. You're not letting the lower back take over. It stays nice and neutral. You should feel this in the hamstring, the glutes. Adjust your stance if you need to. Take a posture break. I know that glute is burning. This is the endurance work. It's not particularly explosive, but we are in it for 3, 2, 1. We take both feet back up. This time, come into a butterfly shape. We're going to lift up and lower. So now we're targeting inner thighs and glutes. Need to adjust, bring my hips a little closer to the wall. There we go. Lift it up and lower. So it's that butterfly bridge, outer edges of the feet pressing into the wall. I don't know about you, but the inner thighs are on fire after this one. So slow it down if you need to. We've got less than a minute to go. I want you to really press the inner and outer edges of the feet into each other and into the wall. And it's like you're trying to squeeze the knees to the midline, but they're unable to because of the body position. That's how we're activating the inner thighs. You might give your inner thighs a little bit of love here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. That was some serious work for the glutes and the legs. Now we come into our final 5-minute interval. This one, we're combining push-ups with a bear plank sprawl. So we'll come down first. We're counting down from 10 to 1. 10 push-ups. Here you go. 10, 9. You can keep the knees down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we come up from bear plank. We walk the feet up and lift the arms overhead. Come back with the same foot and switch. Forward, reach, and come back down. If you are in the follicular or the ovulatory phase, there's 4. You can add a little bit of the jump. There's 5. So the jump looks like this. Hop back, forward, and up. There's 6. Bear plank and hop. There's 7. Luteal, you're walking it out. There's 8. Here's 9. And 10. Now we go to our 9-rep round. So you come down for your push-ups. If you're walking it out in luteal phase, take your time. Create that A-frame with the arms. Here we go. 9, 8, 7. Stay with me. 6, 5. All the way down to 1. So you keep track of your reps after your push-ups. 9 of those bear plank sprawls. So you start in bear plank, either walk, lift, and come back, switch the leading foot, and you alternate in this way. There's 3. You're counting all the way up to 9, adding a little bit of explosive power only if you're in the first half of the cycle. Here's 9. Back to push-ups. You can bring your knees down. So again, I want you to create more of an A-frame. So instead of bringing the elbows straight out, bring them slightly down and back. 8 reps. Here we go. Spine stays straight and strong. You can always decrease the range of motion if you need to. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Last one. And Coming into your bear plank sprawl. When you're ready, I always like to start with a few low impact. Come back. And then only if you're in those first two phases, you're going to add some explosive movement, and only if you want to. Definitely can stay in low impact no matter what phase you're in. This is a very quick way to turn up the heat a little bit, to get your heart pumping, the blood circulating in that short amount of time. So we use kind of those first 4 intervals to warm up, and then we're bringing it home with our 5-minute round. Here we go. We're on 7 now. Keep track of your reps. We're just taking that ladder all the way down to 1. The rounds will get easier as the reps get lower. If you're in the walking version, just make sure you're switching the leg that you lead with each time. So you step forward with the left, back with the left, and then switch. And did all 7 low impact there to catch my breath. Here we go. 6. You can pick up the pace. Don't worry too much if you don't finish all 10 rounds. Just keep working through until the end. 5-rep round. You've got 40 seconds left. Let's finish strong. Feel your breath. You've got 20 seconds. Push-ups, 4-rep round. Again, don't worry where you end up. Just move all the way till the end of the timer. And rest. So, didn't quite make it through all 10, and that's okay. Take a few deep breaths. Walk around your workout space. Let your heart rate come back down to more of that baseline. We're going to give a bit of a standing twist. So, I want you to take some time here until you feel your heart rate come down. You feel your breathing back to neutral. And then we're just going to move through a few very simple cooling postures. This was a very quick workout, but lots of work in the legs and glutes. And we want to make sure that we cool things down. So once you feel you can breathe a little bit more steady, you're not gasping for air, we're just going to come down to the floor, onto your back, nice and easy. Once you're there, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Hug the shape of your legs close to your body. Gently rock side to side. Use your opposite elbow maybe, or same side elbow to open that knee nice and wide. You might circle the ankle here. Just have a few closing stretches to help kind of return that little bit of stress from the end of the practice back to a baseline to sort of send the signal of safety and security. Let's switch sides, cross left ankle over right. Definitely feeling that work in the glutes in the best way. So we're sort of returning that resting position of the glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs here with this stretch. They did a lot of work for us today. And then we'll slowly bring the feet down. I want you to roll to your left side. Reach the arms out in front of you, and then open the arms to T while keeping the knees over to the left. Supine twist. You can use your left hand to sort of anchor that right knee on top of the left, gaze over your right shoulder. This is one of my favorite cooling postures. Energetically twisting the spine has a very regulating quality. So if you are activated, it can help bring the energy back down. If you're feeling kind of heavy or lethargic, it can help promote more energy, kind of more of that uplift. So you can always count on a twist to bring you back into balance. Let's switch sides. So roll to your right side now. Both arms reach. And then we open into that twist. So legs are heavy to the right. You can use your right hand to anchor that left knee down. And breathe here. So breathe into the twist. Try to inflate your rib cage. You'll feel that natural bit of resistance from the twist. That can help strengthen the diaphragm, give you a stronger inhale and exhale. And that workout, it's very quick, very sneaky. Should feel like just enough, no matter what phase you're in. And then we slowly come back through center. I want you to rock and roll on the spine up to a comfortable seat. Bring the heels of the hands to face inward. Fingertips are pointing out. And then the feet are parallel. We're going to lift into upward table. So I want the ankles to be directly under the knees. Press down through the heels of the hands. Rotate the thumb toward the pinky so you really feel that stretch across the chest. Keep the low belly drawing in. If it feels okay, you can start to drop the neck back, the head back. Breathe here. Open the throat. This is a great posture if you're preparing for a presentation or an important conversation. Really open your center of communication in the throat. And then slowly come down. Keep that bend in the knees. Lift the toes toward the shins. We're going to cross the hands to opposite feet and just pedal out the feet here. So pushing one and then the other. Feel that pull in the shoulder blades. Then you can kind of round in, draw the chin to the chest. And any amount, you can straighten the legs here, stretch the heart toward the big toes, and really curl the toes toward the shins. Feel the calves lengthening there. And then as you're ready, we'll slowly come up. You can come into your ball pose squat and roll up nice and easy, bone by bone, all the way to standing. That is your total body quickie, a way to get in some great movement when you're short on time. I want to applaud you and celebrate you for creating the space in your day for this movement. I hope that it has energized you and given you exactly what you need. So thank you for being here and for letting your body be moved.